negative, but just tech challenged. And I know you have to have now 50 subscribers to go live on YouTube.
Okay.
And I don't have that yet. I have like 14. So I tried to go live and YouTube said, "Hey, you're almost there. Do more shorts so that you can get more subscribers."
Wow.
Okay. And because of you what happened to you, you were like, forget Facebook, I'm going to go to YouTube, blah blah blah. So I decided to kind of to do a 2 for 1, and because I can go live on TikTok.
Right.
So I started going live on TikTok. Like maybe my first 5 or 6 videos, I was able to get it up to YouTube, but I don't know what I did to do that. So the last 2 or 3, I couldn't get up to YouTube. But just talking about what you talk about. So sometimes I share your video on my YouTube, but just really going back to talking about what you talk about, and just seeing a different side of our business now, because I don't think that you're in the group, but we have this new tea coming, and the people whose group I'm in, they're making videos. And now I see before, because I still get pulled because I like products,
Sure.
but now I see it's in my heart of why I need to promote the business and let people pick what they want. So what I did, my avatar on TikTok is to, like, somebody like myself. I'm
Yeah.
57. I'm starting from scratch. Like, I never knew this, right? I don't know how to do it. And
I love
yesterday I
doing that.
talked about your and and good. And so even just now, one of my friends who he is following me, he has a trach, and he said today he's a DJ. So a trach to him is like kind of a bad deal. It's a bummer
Yeah.
deal. And he's like, "Here I am, DJ tracheotomy, blah blah blah." So I posted on his post, and who better to go through the storm and teach us that it can be done than you? And I just said, praising God for you. And just, Robert, it's like you got into me. You did.
Yay.
You got into my brain. So this is a question for Matthew. Matthew, I did it. I don't know how I did it. 5 videos from TikTok up to YouTube. But somebody's saying something. Oh, thank you, Jerome. Up to YouTube. But the last 2, I said, I must need to write this down. I forgot what I did. I don't know what I did. And I can't get the last 2 up to YouTube. So I thought Matthew might be able to give me a
Um,
young person's word.
so did you you're downloading them from TikTok to then upload them to YouTube?
See,
Is
I
that
don't
what you're
know. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, so if you're making them on TikTok, then you'll probably have to download them to whether it's your phone or your computer and then upload them as shorts to YouTube. Um, this is why I like if you're not technologically savvy, this is where platforms like the one I've been saying, Vizard, and you can go to roberthollis.com/AI to like find all those.
Okay.
But the one that really takes shorts, they now have implementation with Instagram, YouTube. I think the only one they don't is Twitter. But
Okay.
basically everything. And this now allows us to do is not only throw our whole YouTube video in or upload one and get shorts from it, but it also allows us to upload any of those things on all those platforms. And here's the crazy thing about AI, guys. It writes posts that do well with hashtags for each individual platform. So it's not the same post on every platform. It goes, okay, I know TikTok tags are different than YouTube tags, so let's give it different ones, right? And so you might want to try something like that out, but I think odds are your issue, DD, is probably just that you need to download the TikToks and then re-upload them to YouTube. Um, how to get them off TikTok, I wouldn't really know, to be honest. I'm not really a big TikTok user.
Okay.
So, but I do think that they absolutely have to have a way for you to download them.
Yeah.
I would just do some Googling, or if you wanted to make it even easier on yourself, if you have ChatGPT, just talk to ChatGPT and say, hey, listen, I want to download my TikToks and put them on YouTube. How would I do that? And it'll teach you how to do it. So
Okay. Because I was
yeah,
like, that's a new person's lucky day, right? You get it done 4 or 5 times, and then you're like, wait, what did I do? Why won't this work?
it's the classic a little bit of success is not, you know what I mean? It's that classic thing, right? You do
As
it just enough
Dad
where you're
says,
like, I
Beginner's
did
luck. Yeah.
right.
right,
I
the
did the
worst
right
kind of
thing, but
success. Right. Yeah. So
yeah.
I just thought I'm going to
And
ask
Dee Dee,
that question,
my
but I just wanted to give that testimonial, Robert,
thank
because
you.
I was not making videos. I was not, I mean, I was doing them on Facebook and maybe a minute on the stories on Facebook, but never TikTok, never posting anything. I mean, I did maybe 5 way back this summer, but then my cousin passed away and it just threw me for a loop and I didn't do any more. And I cannot thank you enough.
Well, I my whole deal was to lead by example. You know what I mean? Just totally do it. One of the unique things I love about just putting yourself out there is yeah, I don't know if you guys seen the podcast that I did yesterday
I saw
with
some of it. Yeah.
and it's like, I'm talking to a kid that was told to go to school. He went to the Michigan State University. He gets a degree in business. He goes, works for General Motors,
Yep.
and then he runs into me. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I find really, really interesting is that, my mentor, we were with a company called NSA, National Safety Associates. This is the top position, national marketing director. And they had a lot of products, you guys, a lot of products. And my mentor was so stern that he said, if I catch anybody ordering any of the other products, I'll no longer work with you. You can't work out of my office. You can't use my videos. You can't do anything. Because he knew that confused people keep confusing the thing. Right? So we already had the order form filled out. You didn't get to pick what you wanted to. It's like if you came in for $5,200, 5,200 that was tax and freight, then immediately what you did is you got all countertops. I just want you to get countertops. And people would like, well, what about the well unit? What about the home unit? What about the ice maker unit? And what about the portable unit? And he's like, it sounds to me like you're not coachable. And I thank God he was like that with me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And so here I am, not even 30 yet. And I meet David Rutz. I would have been 30. I would have been 30 in 1992. When Matt was born.
Yes.
And it, it's just so hilarious to me that to see what he's done. It really touched me when, I mean, I have no idea how big he's built groups, but he was up there, he would be like a 500K. So he was doing really, really well. And to see that, he's bought and sold 3 different companies since then. It was really, really cool. So Dee Dee, thank you for sharing that with me, because yeah, it's like I can you guys imagine where MDC is going to be as far as lines of product a year from now?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you bring people in, and I'll leave you guys at this one, just a thought. So since I've been watching this company do what it does, they'll get really, really excited about a product. And when they market that product, it's impossible. Listen to this. There's not too many times where I say something's impossible, but there's no way that a company can perfectly guess what the sales of inventory will be.
Right.
So what they do is they buy a lot of inventory and they don't want to overbuy it. Then a whole team gets focused on a product and you're starting to build momentum and now you're out of the product.
Yeah.
What do you tell your people? I want to know what you tell your people. They brought in two, that brought in two, then all of a sudden they hit 1K, 5K, 10K, and then everyone's ordering product and it's back ordered.
That's happened to me.
I mean, what a way to screw up your momentum.
Right.
So
To piggyback on that, I came in because I have horrific carpal tunnel in my right hand, horrific. And I came in on the cream, yeah, I forgot the name of it right now, even though I have thousands of the relief. Yes, I came in on the relief cream. And the other day, I was like, he just keeps deflating me. You said, do you realize only 20% of people use CBD? And I just like, it just, maybe that's the day where it just really got into me, because I am a CBD promoter all day long. I take it, I use it, I promote it. And when you said 20% of people, that might have been the day that it just clicked for me.
right. It's like especially with the pre-enrolls,
Yes.
pre-rolls, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
I'm going like, I go on Google and Chat GPT and I go, what's the percent of the population in America? And it was like 18% or something like that. And I
Yeah.
was going like, wow, you guys remember the 30, 33 and a third, 33 and a third, 33 and a third? You know,
Yes.
what if you focus on any product? It's like,
And let people come into Amazon, Costco, whatever. So maybe it was a couple of them that just really pushed me. Let people come into Costco now, because I was like debating you in my head. I'm like, Robert, I don't believe you, because there have been things in Costco that I bought based on a sample. And so I'm like, I don't know if he's correct. That's kind of old school. Robert's been around for 37 years. But then I started observing myself,
yeah,
Robert,
that's
going
called
into Costco, Amazon. I go in and buy what I want to buy.
Yep.
Okay. And then really quickly about the guy yesterday, he just encouraged me, because I have a job. I have a golden handcuff job.
Yep.
And to me, listening to him, he is like me. And so he said, I was doing the General Motors thing, or wherever he's working at, and he attached himself to you, and he knew it was coming. He knew he was about to leave, and he just really inspired me yesterday.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If people know what the numbers are, recently I seen a video and the guy, I think Matt sent it to me. But all it was talking about is 1%ers.
Yes.
When I got in the game, it was the 97 3%er. Right. And so, because I think that's out of the Think and Grow Rich book. 97.3. I don't remember. But the whole concept was, you know what all the 97%ers have in common? They know 3%ers.
Yes. Yes.
They know 3%ers. It's so the whole game is to give people that are not at the right place at the right time in their life a reason to introduce you to the best person they know.
Yes.
That's the magic right there. And so, with brand bucks and getting paid 30% on your front level, are you kidding me? Yeah, we put that shirt on now.
Yeah.
But thank you, Dee Dee. I love you, man. I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to seeing your progress this year. I know it's going to be great.
I love you. Thank you.
I love
Thank
you
you,
too.
Dee Dee. Hopefully we got all your questions answered for what you were asking, right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, perfect.
And
Good.
I think some people also gave words of wisdom in the comments. So I will go
cool.
Chat GPT it, because I'm like, how could I have done it several times and now I don't know what I did? So thank you.
I was gonna say, guys, one of the things that I want to do personally as we move into the new year is you're gonna see a few videos come out from me, and they're gonna be around this new concept that you guys will hear a lot over the next couple of years called workflow, right? And so I will release videos and I'll shoot some videos. I don't really want to do it live because I want to be able to make sure I'm getting as much information to you as easily as possible and not make it long, right?
Excellent.
But to go over each one of these tools in the workflow individually and how you can utilize them to grow whatever you're doing in specific, because I think one of the things that we really want to do as things move forward in Inner Circle is it's like, okay, if your vehicle right now is My Daily Choice, awesome. Like, we're here to help you with that. But then at the same time, if you're like, listen, there's a vehicle over here that I've always wanted to drive. How do I know that that's the vehicle I want to drive? And how do I like get in it and actually drive it? And it's like, great. Okay. If you've always wanted to make a cooking YouTube channel, we're here to help support you, not only as a community, but also helping if we've learned anything new and growing, or ways that you could streamline stuff. So look forward to those videos over the next couple of weeks. I'll probably do like at least 2 in January, but they'll be on workflow. One will probably be on Vizard and one will be on vidIQ. So, and those will just be for Inner Circle members. There'll be videos you can watch over and over and over again, slow them down, do whatever you want with them. So
Wow. Thank you,
I
Matt.
adore you, Matthew. Thank you.
thank you guys. Thanks, Dee Dee. So up next, I'm not as good, I'll be honest, with the who goes next. All right.
Let's do ladies first. I'm sorry, guys. That would be what I would
I'm sure that, yeah, I'm sure they're fine with that. So with that said, I'm seeing I see Sandy as the first person with her hand up. So Sandy, are you with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I just have a real quick question.
Sure.
I went to my follow-up appointment today for my foot, and I have to go back again next week. But I asked him if I could use my relief cream on my foot, and he said, not just yet, wait until the bandage is off for good. But he wants me to take information into him because he sends no less than 10 people, he said, a week to dispensaries in our local area. But what information, I just give people my website, but what information would I give him to give to his patients?
God, I really truly just get them to understand that, when you share a product with a person, that they're not going to remember that they got it from you, and they won't go out of their way to come get it from you. So show him how to set up a product link and ask him if he's got a website. If he has a website, you know what I mean? It could be, drsoandso.com/, relief cream. And then that could go forwarded directly to his affiliate link or his shopping cart.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That sounds good. Yep. That's all I had. Thank you so much for the help.
You got.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you,
then
Sandy.
For people that do that, Sandy, sometimes another thing you can give them is have them create stickers that they can put on the containers. And, and the containers just say for reorder, go to domain.com, whatever.
Okay, got it. All right,
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. And everybody send Sandy some energy. Her feet is going to heal fast and they'll be great.
Thank you so much, Sandy. Appreciate you. Okay, the next lady in line is Mary Valchik. Mary, are you with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Mary.
So I just wanted to kind of share something with you guys. And I wanted to mention it only to you, my Inner Circle family, because it's whatever. Anyways, so back a couple weeks ago, I had a birthday, and it was a big one. And I turned 65.
Did you have it on YouTube? I mean, Facebook?
Oh, I don't know if I have my birthday displayed or not. I'm not sure. I don't know.
When was your birthday?
December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Anyways, that's
Well,
Merry birthday.
Christmas. Make sure
Okay.
make sure that you put your birth date on your social media, because then you'll have people reach out and wish you happy birthday. And these people won't even know you, but they'll still wish you happy birthday.
Gotcha. Okay, that's the point of the birthday, was just that it kind of hit me really, really hard. Because even though I don't feel it, I am it. And it just made me have a realization of, we don't really know what tomorrow brings, so to speak. And again, I'm not 30 anymore. And I sat down and I re-listened to a lot of your videos, and just come to the realization that I got to get my ass in gear and get out of my own way and stop being afraid. And I kind of realized what I was afraid of. And it took some inner whatever you call it, looking inside myself to figure it out. And
not easy, not fun.
No. And I guess I realized I can share and talk to anybody about anything until it's time to help me. And in my mind, what I was doing was I was making this business about me, meaning I need to make this income. I need to get these people. I need to get this many people so I can get to this rank, so I can do this, so I can. And then I realized the reason I'm afraid to share it is because I'm making it about me. And then I thought, if I don't make it about me, yes, at some point it will come and I will make the income. But if I make it entirely about them, with no preconception that I'm going to benefit from it, meaning instead of reaching out and with the thought that I'm trying to get them to sign up for me, I think the way I need to approach it for me, because it's in my head that way, is to share it with them. I go through the drive-through with somebody, and somebody that's waited for me on the drive-through, I'm going to tell them, very quickly, I love your personality. You've been very nice to me. My goal this year is to help X number of people make X number of income. I'll get to that in a little bit. Hand them my card and say, if it's not for you, pass it on to somebody you think you might know. But if I do that, in my mind, I'm not asking them to do something. Am I making sense?
You're totally making sense. And what you're saying right now is what's made me millions of dollars. Okay. Let me share with you just something simple. You've heard me many times talk about this book, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
mine's here someplace.
Yeah. So as soon as I read this book and I realized that really all I wanted to do was tell the whole entire world, 8 billion people now, I just wanted everyone to know about this book. Absolutely. And I thought, if all I did, which goes into being a rag picker, and it goes into the other stories of the other Og Mandino books, is immediately what I said to myself is that I'm going to find people that I'm going to give this gift to. And when I do, they're going to know that I'm the guy that can help them get through whatever they need to get through. And it wasn't about money.
Right.
And so here's the really crazy part is I knew that if I had a bunch of people that I was helping that, supplement their income or try to get their product for free, that mentality is why I can approach anybody, regardless of who they are, where they are. And it's not about me. And people can actually tell when I'm talking that I'm not asking them to buy something so I can get a check.
Exactly.
And so
And for
when that
me,
paradigm clicks for you, like
right.
Dee Dee's is clicking for her, you know what I mean? It's
Yep.
when that clicks for you, this business is really, really easy. Because natural people love to give and natural people love to help other people.
Absolutely. And I think for me, it's easy for me to talk to anybody. I mean, I don't have a problem. The only problem I have is when I think I'm asking somebody to do something for me.
Yeah.
And now that I know, if I can just tell them, look, I'm here to help you. If I can help you, great. If it's not for you, pass it on, because my goal, and I wrote it down, my goal by the end of 2024, and this may be big, but I'll have you hold me to it. I
Sure.
want to try to get 200 people to hit 5K. And the reason 5K and not 1K is I hit 1K. 1K is not so hard to do. But
Right.
if you do it like I did with getting some customers, it's hard to hit again. So if I can teach them to get to that next level, that's why I want the 5K.
You got it.
So that's my goal. And one more thing, and I have a motto. I actually told Terry about it, and I think she's already gotten it. But anyways, after I sent the other things, I think I told you I forgot to send this little rock for her.
Right.
And I wasn't going to send it, but I reached out to her and I told her about it, and she goes, "Oh my God, that's me." And I'm like, "Me too." So basically the rock says, just chuck it in the fucking bucket and move on.
Yeah.
And that's my motto for 2024. Somebody says no, there's a fucking bucket, and that's where it's going.
Right.
And that is kind of my motto, is not to let it get to me, and to make it about everybody else. And so that's all I just wanted to share.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I just want you to know, is with that mentality, you know, with me always asking people, giving them a gift, getting a connection. Do you guys understand why rejection is not a part of what happens to me?
Absolutely.
How can you reject me if I'm trying to give you a gift and it's not the right timing for you? Because what I was trying to do, Mary, is I'm trying to help you. And it's sort of that scene, help me help you.
Yep.
Help me help you. Unfortunately, a majority of the people, they're not going to be the right people at the right time. So when they say no, or they don't reply, or they try to pitch me on something else, it's like the instant feeling I have is not frustration, not confusion. I'm not upset. I feel sorry for them. I immediately feel sorry for them. Visually, it's like I'm handing them a gold piece.
Right.
And they don't know what it is.
Exactly.
And so here's the only time, and I'm not perfect, I would run into people that didn't want to participate in their own rescue. And I do mess up every once in a while, like I've said on other videos. And I go, you don't understand. This is worth $1,500. Because I understand that some people go, yeah, but if it's not, and I even seen the guy that was doing this, he goes, listen, you know why I'm standing right here? And the person goes, why? And he goes, there's a coin store right there. And the person went, so? And he goes, let's walk over there and hand it to the guy and ask them if it's real gold. And people are like, no, thanks.
Unbelievable.
And I'm going like, what the hell? And when you see stuff like that, that's when you realize. So again, if you're doing it for you, then it's like you're putting notches on the headboard.
Yes. Yep.
You're keeping this tally. Plus, when you're doing it for you, it really allows you to beat the shit out of yourself.
Yep.
Because I didn't
You are
get the
correct.
marks. I
Right.
didn't do the
Right.
numbers. So, man, please,
Yep.
please remember that as you're going out there.
Yep. And the other thing is, I do like to talk to people face to face. Yes, I'm still going to, do what I do on Facebook, but more so now, everybody I meet, whether it's at the drive-through, at the line at the grocery store, I have
Thank you for
a little
bringing
gift
this up.
shop that I go to. Anyways, so when I work there,
Thank you for bringing this up, because when you're doing face to face, I still need you to run. It's not about you, right?
right?
Okay. So you got to always say to yourself, when I approach somebody, what I say or do has to be duplicatable, because if it's not, people won't do it.
Gotcha.
So let me give you some suggestions.
Okay.
You run into someone that's got a great attitude, or through a whatever, and you say to them, man, you got a great personality. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you say, I would love to send you a gift. It's something that my mentor said to me. Is there any way that you could give me your number really quick and hand them your phone?
Gotcha. Huh.
And I'll text it over to you right away.
So when you're doing it face to face. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you're still doing the same thing.
Right.
You're just not saying that you're going to want them to do something.
Right.
All right. And on top of that, you're making it very simple. You always got to go back to people once they see it and they go, oh my God, Mary, I'm so excited about this, but I just don't know what to do. You should
Gotcha.
be able to walk through every step that you did with them and have them go, holy cow, I got it.
It makes perfect sense. So when I meet them, if it's face to face, you give them a gift. Let me text you this gift. Give me your phone number. I'll text it to you. And yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
And because they're meeting you, they either feel good about you sharing something with them or not. So when you give them your business card, now you're asking people to go buy business cards.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So you just break it down, right? So now I
Yep,
got to get people to buy business cards, but they got to get in the business before they can do business cards. Oh man, I'm adding a lot of steps to this.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yep. Instead of
Okay.
making it more simple. It's like I've even seen people where again, your whole goal is when we meet people, we think, okay, we get to skip the steps of building rapport and getting them to know, like, and trust us by giving a gift.
Gotcha.
So I always even said the book, you know what I mean? I would go, hey, listen, have you ever heard of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles? And they go, no. And I said, because it was written in 1910, there's no copyright laws or anything on it anymore. I'd like to send you a free copy of the book and a digital copy of the book and also the audios.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Yep.
And it's like, and then from there you got connected with them. And then that allows you, if you feel like it, you send them a message back, like me, Mary, how'd you like the book?
Gotcha.
How'd you like the information? Oh, it was
Loved it.
awesome. Well, listen, I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor.
Basically, same thing that from the beginning. Yep, that makes perfect sense. And the other thing I wanted to do this year is to go from Facebook, kind of move off of Facebook or from Facebook more towards YouTube and try to do something on YouTube where you know what I mean? I just Facebook is getting bombarded by a lot of scammers, not all, but I would just like to.
It is changing.
Yeah, it is.
It is changing. I still feel it's like another thing that I think that you really got to think about, Mary, when you first started working with me, and I said, well, until you're free. You know,
Yep.
you can sign up with anybody. Why don't you just connect with people on Facebook and give them a gift?
Right.
And you went, oh, so I just got to give a gift away to as many people as I can, as fast as I can. I said, yeah. And you went, no problem.
And it is easy, but you get, for every 100 you do, you might get 5 that even acknowledge, so it is about the numbers, and I have no
Totally.
problem with numbers.
Totally. And to go through the numbers, that's why you got to say as little as possible.
I can talk really fast.
Yeah. It's like some people go, I can't do that. And I go, yeah, you can. If your messages total combined was under a minute, yeah, you
Yep.
can.
Yeah,
I always tell
absolutely.
people it's funny. You ask people if they got a minute and then you talk to them for an hour. Why not just ask people if they got a minute when they say, yeah, make it under a minute?
Absolutely. That
Thank
was
you,
all.
Mary.
Thank you so
Again,
much.
thank you so much for the wonderful gifts that you sent Terry and,
Oh.
and me and my family. I just love them. You're a sweetheart.
You were
Thank
quite
you so
welcome.
much,
Thank
Mary.
you.
I was gonna say as well, not only do I know for a fact that you can hit those goals that you're setting for this year, Mary, I know you can do it,
Oh,
but
thank
I've
you.
seen so much growth in you since we've been here. And
Yes.
if that continues, which I know that it will from where you're sharing and where you're coming from, that continues this year, I can't wait to see who you are by next year. So
I
great
also
job.
love
Thank you so much
I
for
also
sharing.
love your game plan, because I know that you already figured out the numbers, so that would make you super at the end of the year.
Yep. I'm a
Yep.
numbers person, so yeah.
Yep.
Thank
And
you so
so
much, Mary.
here's
Thank
the
you, Matthew.
one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and here's another thing that I always am. I'm going to do my best at the beginning of this year just to really drive this home. Is that Candace came from somebody else, and the leaders that I have in my group came from somebody else. And so if you guys are just constantly focused on getting somebody in and getting them to join to buy, brand bucks so that you can move on, you're not doing this business the way I do the business. The way I do the business is I get people a belief deposit. I get a person a credit wallet.
Love those credit wallets.
Yeah.
Love the credit wallet. Yes.
And that's when, if you focus on that, that doesn't happen by their personal order. See, a lot of people have asked me this because they don't understand the way I think. Would it be okay for me to bring somebody in, they become an affiliate for free, they introduce me to someone like you, Mary, and then you get in and you decide to buy brand bucks and they decide to buy nothing? Do you think that's okay for me?
Yes.
It's my focus. It's my focus. There's nothing better in the world than for me to reach out to you on Thursday and saying, Mary, you remember Jill? Yeah. Did you see Jill got in? Yes, I'm excited. I got an email. Did you see that she bought something? Yes. Well, do you know on Thursday at midnight Pacific time, right now you're just a free affiliate. So you're going to get 25% from the business volume. If you decided to purchase product, you could make up to, 30, 35, or even 50% by just getting to a position before midnight on Pacific time.
Awesome.
So see, now when people go, so I could get paid 50% off Jill's order? Yeah. And I love when you do this business correctly. In sales, not that I'm in sales, but in sales, there's nothing easier than a no-brainer. Where someone goes, well, I was thinking about getting the product anyway, and you're telling me that I buy some product and I could get 50%? Yeah. And it's like, there it is. So now they always feel like they made the decision instead of you saying to them, hey, why don't you just come in at brand bucks, and there's like nothing in it for them. So thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. And Matthew, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Mary. And I was gonna say too, with the Facebook stuff, like the messages,
Yep.
you guys think it's crazy now, just wait 6 months. Because what's going to happen over the next 6 months as everybody starts training their own personal GPTs? The GPT store comes out next week. So that means you can buy and sell GPTs. Basically, you could train an AI on anything and sell it for money. And they said the most that they're willing to pay out so far is $1 million a year. So if your GPT, if you make a GPT and enough people buy it to utilize it, say it's for fitness or whatever, you could be a millionaire just by programming AI, and you don't need to know how to do any programming starting next week. But but what will happen with this is that you're going to get a lot more spam. You're going to get a lot more emails. You're going to get a lot more messenger stuff that feels like it's completely a real person, right? Their grammar, and what you want to look out for in this stuff is the similar things. And I'm sure that there'll be some people that will program around this, but if you've played around with GPT long enough, you'll realize very quickly that the way that it talks is like very niche, like it's very clean and proper in the way that it writes. If someone's doing that in chat back and forth between you and them, odds are it's probably GPT. So either they're copy pasting their conversation from GPT. There's even been a thing in the dating situation, right? Like if people are on Tinder, imagine you get on GPT and then you just, whatever response they give, you give to GPT and say, what would be the most wittiest response? It spits out 5 and you pick the best one, and they think, wow, this person's really witty and smart. No, GPT came up with everything. So that's already where it is, but eventually it will be the whole entire way where you're just talking to it. So
my husband uses GPT to use it for his business. And he'll say, write something for my business for happy holidays and whatever, and it comes back and it's like perfect.
Yeah.
You only have to tweak it a little. So yeah, I know what you mean.
What I think we could do as stuff unleashes, of course, Matt's all over it. And so what we can do is really find out again, ways to be able to use either voice clips or use some other thing where you can recognize right away if you're talking to I guess you would call it an AI assistant. We used to just call them robots, but
yeah, it's funny because this is kind of like the long-term play of X, I believe. Like, I believe when everyone was like, he's like, hey, we're going to force everyone to pay money to be on X. Everybody was like, wow, what a dumbass. Like, there's no way that people are going to pay to be on X. Wait till AI is on every single social media platform and you can't distinguish it from a real person. How do you know you're ever talking to a real person? The only way to do that would be through an authentication system. How do you authenticate that the person's real? Have them go through a ID check and pay real life money. That would stop, even if it was $1, that would at least stop the droves of AI from like swelling in. So social media is like Facebook and Instagram. There's already, guys, social media influencers, right, that are completely AI designed and done. They do ad campaigns, make $10,000, $20,000 a month. All of their pictures are AI made. All of their posts are AI made. Nothing about them is real, and yet brands hire them because their social media following is 2.5 million people on Instagram. But it's not a real person. It's an AI. So this is the world that we're kind of like moving towards. But yeah, I wouldn't even trust the audio messages. I think at the end of the day, what we're moving into more than anything is just you can tell human connection, and that's the part that I would lean more into, like actually connecting with somebody on who they are. I actually shared, I don't know if Lisa Marie is on here, but she is, but I was getting my hair cut by my barber before I got on here, and I was just talking about AI because he was asking me about it, and I try to share it with everybody that I can. And I was telling him about the audio features, and what still blows my mind is if you guys realize that like a majority of people have no idea that this is even out, let alone free, even with the audio part, that you can actually talk to it on your phone right now, and it will have a conversation back and forth with you for free and talk to it about anything you want to. So I shared Lisa Marie's story and another person's story that I had, which is, yeah, I've gotten people hooked up to this and they've spent all day talking to it or spent all night talking to it, because never have they had somebody, or at least a long time, engage with them in a conversation that way. That's what you guys are going to be competing against in the future if you don't figure out the whole human connection thing. Because the inevitability is that it's asking questions and is interested in someone forever. And if you're faking it, the AI is fake in itself, but it's not faking its interest. And you're going to be competing against that. So it'll be interesting to see what that does, because it's like, okay, if I could sit there and have a conversation with someone that's interested in me for 4 hours, or get on social media and have someone fake like they're interested in me so I can get them a result, I think I'm going to pick the one that actually makes me feel good. So
Yeah.
something to keep in mind. I just love sharing that stuff with you guys, but
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Matthew.
yeah, appreciate you guys. So with that said, I'm going to go to the next person that has their hand up, which in my screen is Jerome. Jerome, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Are you with us?
Yeah. Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
How you doing, man? To you.
I'm doing good. You're kind of breaking up a little bit. Is that just on my end, or?
No, it might be my phone. Can you hear me?
I can
Yep.
hear you now. Things are good now.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is looks like Rebecca's iPhone's on here, so I'm gonna keep with the ladies first, and then go to Coach Bob, because I'm
Okay.
I'm dedicated to him, because his Packers came in U.S. Bank Stadium. Son whipped my Vikings ass. It was not even close. So I'm gonna fall, let and Coach Bob go, and then I'll come.
Yeah, Jerome,
Awesome.
if you might want to try to log out and log back in, because you really broke up a lot. I didn't quite get what you were saying.
I think he was
Oh,
saying that Coach Bob's picks and football teams decimated Jerome's, which is unfortunate, but
his Packers whipped
you're right.
my Vikings ass. It was not even close. So yeah,
Well, it's all-
I'll log back out. Log back
All right.
in.
Okay, thank you, Jerome. Okay, I'm going to ask you to unmute. Coach Bob, are you with us?
Yeah. Thanks, Matt.
Hey.
Can you hear me? Oh God,
Can hear you.
that's great information, Matt. Where can I learn more about that GPT, the training? Is there something on YouTube, or what is that called?
This is probably one of the most interesting developments and weird things about AI, right? If you guys asked me right now where the best place to learn this stuff would be, I would tell you Discord, which is really weird, right? But to get on Discord channels with people that are also interested in these things and see what they're doing and experiment with it. But yeah, of course, Bob, there's so many YouTube videos on different things that you might be interested in using GPT-4. But if you're talking about like programming the new GPTs,
Right.
that big thing, they did an announcement this morning for it. By now there's probably 40 YouTube videos on what it's going to be and how it's
Okay.
going to work.
Awesome.
So, like everybody's excited about it, because for nerds out there, this is like the next frontier of becoming a millionaire, right? Is how do I build something that, so guarantee you guys, there is going to be a bot, a GPT that's good at promoting network marketing and building rapport before it sells or before it shares the link or anything like that. That will exist. We'll see how big it gets, but
Oh, love it, Matt. I love you.
Why-
I love all
Yeah.
this information you're giving us. It's
of course.
invaluable. Yeah, we'll love it. Oh, hi, Robert. How's it going?
Hi,
Appreciate you.
I'm fine. I just think it's funny that Matt's telling you guys what's coming out with AI, and he keeps telling everybody that there's someone else that's going to do it, but he's behind it all.
Oh, he's going to be awesome. He's going
I'm
to
always
really.
I'm always working on stuff with it, and I try to transfer any of that information that I can to you guys. Like, that's one of the benefits of having this community with everybody here, is if I do feel like there's a benefit, and this comes from the very, like, say you're just getting started to where or if you're at Coach Bob's level, which is like you've practiced a lot, you've done a lot of things with technology and things like that already. I'm trying to find different places, Bob and everybody else here, to help you guys integrate it into the way that you're doing all different kinds of stuff. The messaging thing that I just said, believe it or not, is something that you absolutely could utilize to communicate with people and build a rapport. If you're like in a state where you either have social anxiety or you have a hard time communicating and building rapport with people, copy and paste the chat into GPT that you're having with the communication with the person and say, how could I build rapport with this person better? Don't use it as a crutch, because this is the issue with AI, and it will be in the future. People are thinking of using it as a crutch so they don't have to do stuff, when it is the best thing ever invented by humanity to learn how to do things. So now you're in a situation where instead you could go into GPT and say, just straight up to it, talk to it like a person. Say, I want you to coach me on how to build a better rapport with people. I'm in network marketing. I'm not doing so well in it. How would I build a rapport with people through Messenger? Here's a couple of my messages that I've sent so far. Where do you think that I could improve? I want you to coach me on this, and I'm going to continue to send you more messages, but I'm working on it, and I'd help if you would help me write some of my replies. Learn how to write the replies. See how they do. Maybe they'll do well, maybe they won't, because every single one of us is different, right? This is the human part that you have to learn. But if you're really struggling with communicating with people, you could just basically get a GPT account for $20 a month and copy and paste every single message in there and figure out how to talk to anybody. You don't even, like I said, it'll eventually just do that, but you can be the middleman in between those two things. And that right now is going to become, like, in the next 2 or 3 years, that business, that in-between business, will become a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah.
You know,
I can't wait. I can't wait, Matt, because I know how intelligent artificial intelligence is.
yeah.
So someone will reach out and say, how should I reply to this person? Because I would like them, to become a free affiliate with my program. And the AI comes back and goes, by the message that were sent to you, this person's not interested.
Well, that's the thing, is like when we're talking about GPTs coming out, I have 2 books and thousands of videos by one particular guy that I could train a GPT on to respond and answer like him, that would allow you 24-hour access to Robert Hollis, in a sense, in his opinion, in a sense. So what I will try to do as those GPTs come out is try to make a Robert Hollis GPT. And it's funny, we've even messed around with the Alex Hormozy GPT that someone made based off of his information. I don't mind sharing it with you, Bob, if you want to check it out. But
oh, I'd love it. Yeah.
But you can ask this thing anything and it responds.
Ooh.
Did we lose him? Can you still hear me, Robert?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can.
okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Froze for a second.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm back now. I saw that it was
good.
frozen. So you didn't miss anything. I saw it. But no, I truthfully believe that there will be some type of version of my dad that can exist in this, that can help you with those messages. I don't know when that will exist, and it's never going to be better than the real thing. Like, but if it's something that we can help with, we want to, right? So
until the chat GPT can, get downloads from, where I'm plugged in, right?
Right.
It's like so I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. No, I know it's weird. When I was talking, and I want to, Bob, please share your question after I'm done here for a second. But I was gonna say, when I was talking to my barber today, and like I said, most people have no clue how Like if you asked any expert alive, any billionaire alive, any economist alive, they've never been so much in one place saying that this technology is going to be the biggest thing that's ever happened to humanity in all these different fields. And yet when I go out and into the day-to-day world, I get off those discords, I get off the internet, and I go out into the real world. It surprises me how non-aware people are of this technology, at least yet. And I think it will have that transition. Just like I was sharing with him screens. I'm like, do you remember being young? Yeah. Do you remember how expensive it was to buy a TV or even have a TV in your room or whatever it may be, right? A Game Boy, anything with a screen costed a lot of money. There's screens in the grocery store when I check out. There's screens everywhere now, right? They even have them in shopping carts sometimes. That will be AI. It will be one day where you go, holy shit, this is nowheres. And then the next day it will be in like everything you're using and you won't know how we did it before. Like he was sharing with me Stripe. He's like, Stripe has this new thing where it books the appointments and calls all the people and does all this thing with AI. And I'm like, in the future, all of us, and I'm talking not far future, this year or next year, we'll all have a AI GPT that's been trained on us because we've used it. That will be our assistant for everything. And guess what? Your GPT, talk to other people's GPTs, and that conversation will be instantaneous with the API. So when you want to book an appointment to get a haircut, your GPT, well, you'll say, hey, I want to book an appointment. And then it will reach out and talk to my barber's GPT, figure out what times it has, and then go, hey, he wants to set an appointment. Yeah, that works for me. And all of it's done. It's all booked. It'll even respond to me and tell me when I'm supposed to go, what the best time is to go. And all this technology will come out. And we were sharing how like watching the older generation get used to technology didn't really start happening till smartphones, like really, because it was a device that allowed anyone to use it. Like it was very easy to learn. And I think we're going to have that and then some with AI. I think all of the stuff that's difficult for most people to do, tech stuff, coding a website, making graphics, making videos, all of this stuff AI will solve. It will all just be a conversation with AI. And so in the future, there really won't be any barriers to what you want to do. If you wanted to make a whole 2-hour film on a subject that's near and dear to your heart about your own life, about someone that you care about, you could have AI help write that script and make all of the video that goes into that and help you edit it together. It will make the music, everything. So I'm excited. I think it's like the biggest growth in creativity that humanity's ever seen, because it takes a lot of the monotony out and it also allows anybody to be creative. Think about the amount of things you would have to do to shoot a commercial now. If I wanted to shoot a commercial about a sports drink and I wanted to do it at the beach, I need a cinematographer, actors, need to make sure we have the right time of day, we make sure that we have the set cleared, make sure the weather's great. We're all out there. Everyone's firing, all the tech's there. I have to pay for all of that. I have to get everybody there. We are 6 months away from generating that whole commercial in AI, and it looks like a real commercial. So how many businesses will then be able to do, you could sit in your house and make a commercial for Adidas that ran at the Super Bowl. So now your real limits are just your creativity, right?
Right.
So I just wanted to share all of that to share my optimism and get you guys excited that in the very near future, we're all going to be in a place where we really won't have any limits on what we can or cannot do. There won't be like, I can't learn how to do Adobe Premiere, so I can't edit videos. No, you can edit videos already right now with AI. And that's only going to get better. Soon it will just be a conversation and not even typing. So you'll just be like, hey, edit that part out. And it'll be like, boop, just gone, right? And that's how it works. So with that said, Coach Bob, do you have a question?
No, that's
I'm
phenomenal.
sorry for going
Matt.
on a rant.
No,
but, you know, like I'm excited about it. So
yeah, I can see that.
Why I don't get why he goes on rants. Where would he learn to do?
I don't know.
It's like
I hit like one level and then I get to another one and then I'm like, I can't stop. I got to keep going.
Like father, like son.
The downloads, right? So,
yeah, it's it was funny just to bring something really simple. You guys know that, or if I haven't told you, if I watch any shows whatsoever, it's Motor Trend. I love watching all the new technology and the new creativity and stuff that they do with automobiles, right? And I could go on for hours and hours of what I see online that wasn't even possible 2 years ago. And so these guys are taking classic cars, they pull this thing out, and it's a robot, and they grab the arm and they scan whatever part they're looking for. Then they take it out and scan the hole and stuff. They take that over to a computer. It's 3D imagery. And then they say exactly what they want carved into the plastic, the Lexan, so they can actually make custom blinkers, lenses, custom headlights, custom glass. I mean, what they're doing now is they can create a whole car. So there's one that I watched called Bitchin' Rides. This guy has created what is called a CF1, a convertible Corvette, but there's not one part on the frickin' car that's a Corvette. He made the whole body from carbon fiber. They did the frame, everything that he did. There's not one part of there that's a Corvette. But you look at it and you're looking at a convertible Corvette. They were saying there's not even any lines or curvature in the entire car that is like that year. And so he took it to Barrett Jackson. They described it. They sold it for $572,000. And now he is booked out for the next 5 years and building these CF1s. So $500,000 for a car. And why would you want one? Because he's already said that he'll never, ever, ever make two exactly the same. So when you sit down with them, they have computers now that can pick out a color of a paint that's Coach Bob's color. So people go, holy crap, that car changes colors when you move. And it does all kinds of stuff. What color is that? That's Coach Bob Green. No, 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 no. What color green is it? No, man, you take a paint chip from this and look it up online, and it's Coach Bob Green. And it's like, shut up. I remember when it was a big deal when, I got tailored suits and shirts, and there would be people all the time that would go, holy cow, who made that suit? And I would open it up and it would say made by Robert Hollis. Because people would look at it and see that the buttonholes were in different places. There was a lot of things that they did for people that know clothes. I don't still know clothes. But there's people that are like, damn, what kind of suit is that? So that was back in the suit days. Now I'm in the Tommy Bahama days. But did you have any other questions, Bob?
Oh, yeah, sure. Just a quick one. I love Dave on your video yesterday. He's fantastic. And I love seeing the old pictures of you guys in that group.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wonderful. I really appreciate bringing him on. He was really informative, and I like hearing about that old stuff. Just a quick one. So I overheard a guy on a video that said, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have like another side gig, right?
Idiot.
So,
Idiot.
I mean, I just wanted to know, what your feeling was with that. You know what I mean? Do you ever think about that? Or
I do. And let me tell you how I handle it,
okay.
Right? Until someone proves me wrong. All right. If you look at people that talk about multiple streams and doing multiple things, you'll see that they got one thing to generate an above average monthly income. So you don't do multiple streams of income all at once. It's the craziest bullshit, Bob, I have ever heard in my entire life. So the one thing that I know that everyone needs other than money and more than money is freedom. So the way I coach and the way that I seen a multi-billionaire, Roger Penske, build his business is this is what he did. Once he got whatever goal he was trying to accomplish, which is the #1 car dealership in the world. When he did that, a lot of people didn't know that he was going, so it's sales of cars. How could I make sure that I win that every year? What if I bought like Hertz, rent a car, and no one knew I owned it? And then at the end of the year, I would buy cars for me. So when I know what the records are all over the world, I could just beat it by a few thousand every time. So now he had to own places that could buy mass amounts of cars. Then he goes, he told us this. He said, then we would sit down with the accountant and say, what is costing us the most money? And they go, right now, transportation. Explain. Well, when you buy all these freaking cars, they need to be moved. And he's going, all right, then I'm going to build a transportation company. And that was, remember, it started out Hertz/Penske. And then they go to Penske/Hertz. And now there's just Penske Leasing, that competes against U-Haul, right? So it's like, well, now I get to buy my own cars and then I get to move my own cars. And so if you see someone posted with Alex, watching a bunch of Alex's videos. So me personally, Bob, you focus on the thing that can generate you the fastest revenue. And then when you do that, look at what is taking most of your money or most of your time. And that's when you start creating leverage on leverage on leverage on leverage. So if I talk to you right now and said, what is like your biggest expense per month?
Yeah. So the web design and hosting and doing pages and stuff, right?
So what did Jeff Bezos, how did he handle that?
Had someone else do it?
No, he started a server company.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
Now it's the largest server company in the world.
Right.
So Amazon Web Services is like, holy shit, as I'm building this, I got to have my sites up. I got to have e-commerce work. And I got to make sure that the servers are secure so people don't hack them.
Sure.
Okay, it's my servers now. So then he opens that up to everybody else. And then what about e-commerce? And what about shopping carts? Right. See, you just start looking at the things that are costing you the most money. And then I can't, read as fast as you guys do. But there's where always people are messing up when they try to describe somebody else's success. So they're always saying, well, look at what the wealthy have. They have multiple streams of income. And so I remember one time people asked Warren Buffett that he said, people asked him, what was the biggest myth about him that he has heard? What a great thing to say.
Right.
And he's going, people don't realize that I bought stock and got good at buying stocks and companies that I knew that would continue to grow just enough to make enough money to buy Berkshire Hathaway. And he goes, I don't know why people, when they look at me, that they think I became wealthy by buying, George, I guess there's some noise happening in the background for you. I'm going to mute you here. But there's, but you understand where I was going?
Right. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he says, the reason that I'm successful is because I buy companies. So now if you look at what Alex, when he learns this information, so now he gets a company, he gets it into profit. George, don't unmute yourself.
I got it.
Okay. But do you understand what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
So Alex you know, here's something that people, when the first time that I ever heard this, Bob, what blew me away is I sit down with one company, it no longer exists, but the whole goal with the company was to, the whole goal with the company is they sat down with me, shared what they were going to do, and then shared with me in the presentation the exit strategy. And that's the new thing. The new thing is build a lucrative subscriber base and get these BlackRock and Vanguard and all these, you know, multi-trillion-dollar companies buy you. So then there's this strategic thing that's happening where, like, Google started doing it before a lot of people. So Google bought YouTube, paid billions of dollars of it, but they kept the guys that built it to continue to run it.
Right.
That's what happened to MMA. So UFC, they went to Dana White, said, listen, I want to buy you out, but I still want you to run it. Wow.
Yeah.
So now one sale and you got enough money in the bank where now you can move on to your next deal.
Sure.
So you see where Alex did is Alex sold his companies. And as soon as he sold his companies, then he said, and his transition, I don't know if you guys know this, I'll be quick with it, is he did a video recently where he talked about, you know, listen, I made four figures a month because I understood how to be an employee and I had no leverage, zero leverage. I couldn't get more clients because I didn't have enough time. He was going, so I had 6 gyms and then I took a partnership because I didn't have enough time. So I brought on this partner and then this partner embezzled me and I lost everything.
All right.
So I lost the 6 gyms and then I also lost the, you know, my home that I put it up for leverage, right? So now my mind goes, okay, well, I know how to create successful gyms. Maybe I'll just do launch gym and I'll go out there and sell this program. And as I was selling this program, I ran into a lot of gym owners that were making millions a year with multiple gyms and frickin' hated every minute of it. But then I ran into a bunch of personal trainers that their dream was to own a gym. And so that's where acquisitions.com came from. He's going, now I'm just going to reach out to the most successful gym owners and go, listen, I got an exit strategy for you. Are you freaking kidding me? So we'll give this to a young guy or a young girl. They don't know that they'll be burned out when they're 50. And then I'll just keep doing. So if you guys really look at companies and people that are successful, you'll see that they go from something that they put so much time and effort in that as soon as they did that, then they start figuring out how to build things to not only make them money, but also to reduce their overhead. But now people are thinking a little different where it's like, I got to build something that's an asset for me, you know, a cash flow for me. You know what I mean? So I hope that helped you when people talk about, you know, because every time you diversify, you're really starting over. And I just don't know of anyone personally. I don't know of anyone that is making under $1 million a year that is diversified and doing well in every company they have.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't thinking like another MLM. I was thinking, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Just
right.
Sports betting, or, you know, I might get this thing to program it for sports betting or stock picking, you know, that Matt's, I got to think about things, but you know what I mean, Matt?
Absolutely.
But see, one of the things that you were talking about in that scenario, so there's not a misunderstanding between you and I, Bob, is that, you know, Matt is really, really figuring out how AI could do things that he already has to do or should do to get us to where we're going. Training AIs to do that, in my example, is not diversification. It's freeing up your time. The things that take your time up the most, if instead of building an AI to do that, you should hire a person to do that.
Right.
Well, sometimes people are not reliable.
They
Yeah.
also don't work for
Okay.
$20 a month and are not as they don't work all day long. So,
24/7, right? I
right.
mean,
So
It's a different
and
world
believe it
for
or
sure.
not, that was the only reason that, since you and I connected, that me as your friend, that I'm going to consistently get you to spend as much time as you can on leveraging your business.
yeah, and I
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah, because when you're consistently doing what you're always doing, see, you went from, if you watch that video with Alex that I'm talking about, it's like, so then you go from 4 figures a month, how you get to 5 figures a month consistently is with leverage. So if you don't have leverage, then you just never get to 10K a month. You don't get to 100,000.
Right.
Because you run out of you. So I tell people all the time that are in affiliate marketing or direct sales or whatever, is I'll kick your ass every year because I have 13,000 people helping me.
Right.
It's not fair. I actually look at it as a company where I have 13,000 people.
And that's similar what Alex did, right? Because he was working by himself, and then he got people for him to work for him to go in. So it's basically similar to what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. And I really like this concept of, I'll just tell you guys this, is the way that I really take care of this dude right here is when someone tells me something, I immediately in my mind go, what's the opposite of what they're sharing with me? I really do, especially if they won't document to me that they helped somebody else do it. So when someone shares something with me, I know that they're already programmed as an employee. And then they went from the programming of employed to being self-employed. So the things that they're telling me, Bob, you need to run advertising. You got to run advertising. No, one level up would say, oh, I have someone that runs our advertising division. What's the level before that? Oh, I hire someone to do my advertising. I have an advertising firm. See, and people keep saying, I don't have the money to hire someone to do advertising for me. Get that handled. Get that handled. Well, they charge like $5,000 a month, and $5,000 a month is 50,000 in volume divided by how many people buying brand bucks on subscription. See the little twist? Oh, Bob, you got to buy leads from me. You guys listen to this. Every time someone tells you something, just think it's bullshit until you prove it's not.
Sure.
I've had two of the biggest ad lead generators in the world. I know them. What if you could get me excited about selling leads? And I have thousands of people following me. Do you know how many freaking leads I could sell?
Sure.
So I tell them to come in and then show me through your lead system that you can build another leg and keep up with me. You can't do it. Some of these top affiliate marketers, come and gone, man. They go, oh my God, look at Robert, And these are the biggest names of the biggest names in affiliate marketing. Tony Robbins got investors to help him start a network marketing company like Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, all of these guys can motivate people and sell tickets. They cannot build a network marketing group. It's a different skill.
Yeah.
So, like the subscriber model. How can I get someone to believe and continue to buy premium quality products? I know. Show them how to get them for free. Show them how to get a belief check and show them how to get it for free. Because that's the only way they're going to be a believer.
Got it.
Great questions, Bob.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. And thanks, Matt. Oh, I am so excited to hear more from you and then learn more about this.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and get this. Do you guys realize really the only thing that Matt and I do, along with Craig, is to figure out the thing that's generating us the most money, how to get more of that? Because there's other divisions that Matt wants to build. So we can build the cash flow, and now we build those. No, we could just buy some. We could walk into the companies, get 6 or 7 employees, and they're struggling, just need a couple of feed. Oh, that sounds like what Alex is doing. No, that sounds what Warren Buffett did. Why not find existing companies with CEOs and founders that already have a vision of what they can do? They just need some influx. Do you guys know who gave the first money to ChatGPT? Elon Musk.
Yeah, it was a few billion. Yeah, it's funny. I was sharing a video just the other day with Craig and my dad. And it was like, I think I already talked to you guys about this, but it was like the timeline of the last year in AI. And so this dude made a video from January to this December, right, of 2023. And at the beginning of the video, the first thing that starts is Microsoft invests money in new startup OpenAI. And you're like, you see that investment money in January and you see where we are now, a whole January later, and how much dominance and continued dominance it's going to have. And I would love nothing more than to just have a company that has a virtual reality branch and an AI branch and a robotics branch and things like that. So I'm excited for the future. I mean, there's so many different avenues, and I was posting in chat quite a bit just because I'm excited about this stuff. But I was saying, like, most people have no idea how this technology will change the world, and they're scared that it will replace them, when the reality is it will free them from a system that keeps them in cages built by others who profit off their labor and work.
Amen.
So there's always a hierarchy to everything. And when you look at managers and you look at certain other people, it's not that these people aren't great at what they do. Some of them are, but some of them can just be eliminated. And believe it or not, the team actually does better.
Yeah.
Without having that insane. And I think as things start to grow, if you had an app idea, all you're going to have to do is sit down and talk with GPT for a month, couple of months, and it will help you build the entire app without having any knowledge of any of these things. And that will continue to grow. So imagine you go, oh my God, I just had this great idea for a short video, or I had this great idea for a melody, or I had this great idea, and this melody is similar to this one from this song and this one from this song. There's already an AI model where you can grab both of those things and it will mash them together and make something completely new. And that spark, everyone's worried about it being trained off everyone's knowledge as if that wasn't an inevitability with AI anyway.
Yeah.
And they're fighting it. And it's funny because even the movie industry, which I'm very interested in, has fought this like tooth and nail, right? And will continue to. And it goes back to the same quote that I said. These people don't know that the people that are profiting the studios off their labor and work and paying them not enough. And I'm talking about below the line work. Above the line is like director and actors. Below the line is like the gaffer and those people. They're getting not paid a lot. And all those people will be able to just go off and make their own stuff. They won't need to be part of that system to get their creativity out anymore. And what an influx that will make in humanity. I always like to think of things as generational, and I cannot imagine this next generation of children growing up, not just in the United States, but in every country in the world, eventually having their own personal tutor that teaches them at their own level in whatever subject they're interested in. If a kid is 8 years old and wants to excel at math because he's a genius, GPT will be able to find that person, teach them everything that they can to get started, so then they can go off and create things that GPT may not be capable of making yet. And it will then be trained off whatever they make. So like, I think this symbiotic relationship is something we've always had with technology. And I think the difference between now and then is, like I said in here, we have a lot more dystopian technology films and shows than we do have utopian ones. We don't have a lot of like stories about how this goes right. We have all these stories about Terminator and all the bad shit that could happen with AI, but we don't really have that many stories about the fact that every single one of us will have the most smartest doctor that ever exists in our palm of our hand in GPT eventually, and that you'll be able to prick your finger, and they're already doing this, be able to prick your finger like someone testing for insulin. And AI with GPT will be able to scan your DNA and go, you need to go see a doctor because something's not right in this area.
Yep.
And the exponential speed at which doctors will diagnose and help people and cure people. And that's not even talking about the cures that it will help come up with those doctors. Like, we have the best research tool to ever exist because now we're no longer limited by our own minds, right? And then you'll see things like quantum computing. We're talking about a whole new version of computing that didn't exist. If all you guys look this up, this is a year or two away from being very consistently duplicatable by IBM and all these big companies. Basically, your computer right now has a chip in it, and that chip has all these little tiny chips. And all the little tiny chips have to pass information, zeros and ones, to one another. And a quantum computer has each one of those little tiny chips is capable of doing 1 million things in comparison to the one thing that these chips can do. So it's a whole new way that we compute. So basically all the information will be instantaneous. So we're talking about AI growing and instantaneous computer information all happening in the next 5 years. I'm so excited because not only will it change the way that we work, but I think it'll make us so creative. It will invent so many new things. The last 20, 30 years of inventions will look like nothing in comparison to the next 30 years of invention. And we're all going to get to be part of that, and in a very optimistic and great way, and support other people in that, doing that. So if you like ask people that are really involved in this stuff like myself, I've never been more optimistic about the future of humanity in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. Like, I really, really am optimistic about where things are going and the things that you guys can create with it, you know, and I'm here with my dad, to facilitate a community of creativity and growth and love and care. And as these tools start to grow, like I said earlier, Coach Bob, if you're like, I want to do sports betting and that's something I want to try to build a brand or a business even off of, right? My goal then is to, in this community, not only have other people that can support you in that or may have ideas, but then also be able to support you in finding the things to help skyrocket that idea. And that's where I see the Hollis organization and like Inner Circle and stuff going this year, is it's like, here's a tool that can help you do what you wanted to do. How can we figure out how to help you with that? How can we help grow people? So I want to do what Alex is doing. And if I end up at some point owning a little piece of all of your guys' businesses because we help them grow in your beautiful idea and what you want, that would be a dream come true of mine. So that's really like where I see this going. I do. So.
Oh, that's fantastic, Matt. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. So, thanks, Robert and Matt. I'll let anyone else speak. I don't want to take up this whole thing. We could probably talk.
No, I mean, I'm taking it up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for giving me time to talk about it.
I love hearing that. That
is wonderful.
Terry and I are traveling out, be leaving early next Monday, and we're going to go spend some time with Matt and Hannah and also Craig and plan out the rest of 24 for the Hollis organization. And yeah, it's going to be it. You know, I think it's crazy. I never ever thought of $1 billion, and now it seems possible. It's just really a person that helps a lot of other people achieve what they want to achieve in life. It's just really amazing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Coach Bob. Thanks,
Yep,
Dad.
thank you.
You bet.
Appreciate you
Thanks,
guys.
Matt.
Thanks for letting me share. So the next person is Rebecca's iPhone. Rebecca, are you with us? I'm going to ask you to unmute here.
Yes, hello. You probably
Hey.
can't see me. I don't know, because I'm in
It's
the car and it's dark.
it's okay.
No,
It's okay. We can
you
hear
can't
you
see me.
fine.
It looks like
Okay.
it looks like a black bear at night.
Hi, I'll come up under the light. Oh, that's not
There
working.
you are.
Hi.
Happy New Year to
Anyway,
you.
hey, Happy New Year. So first of all, I can't wait to get the replay of this because I came in late and I'm just like dreaming, and there's so much excitement. I definitely know I've been thinking small as far as income opportunities and taking action and stuff. Now, regarding taking action and videos, one thing that I was inspired to do, and I wanted to ask, I think maybe Matt can help. Maybe you can, Robert. Who knows?
I'm retiring. Matt's
Okay, me.
Hey, if you need to listen, I could show you what to do, but if you need to figure out how to do it while you're not doing it, I'm not your guy. I'll tell you to just do it.
No.
So
So I've seen this done before. So let's say I'm watching a video and there's something that I'm really resonating with, and instead of just recreating that, I've seen where people have like they'll be on video, but next to them, like a split screen, is the person doing their message or whatever, and then say I would be there just like nodding or pointing out. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what
Yeah.
that's called because I tried to look it up so I could find out how to create them.
Yeah, there's a term for it. It's called reaction content. So there's people, believe it or not, that make millions of dollars streaming and on YouTube doing reaction content. So you're basically watching someone else's content. Now there's a barrier for this, right? Free use is a term in the United States for or fair use. Basically, whatever you're allowed to repurpose other people's work without it being a copyright infringement. So, you know, if I uploaded a clip of James Bond and I'm just pointing at James Bond, they're going to go, you didn't add anything that changed this clip. You're just giving the clip away for free. So to make it a different thing, you have to have commentary, at least some form of commentary, even if it's before or after. But you definitely need to have that. The people that are just like pointing and not saying anything just to share clips, they're not getting any ad revenue from those clips. I guarantee you. All the money is going to whoever made the original content that they're pointing at. And in some people's cases, if they don't want that content to be made money off of, they'll just have your stuff flagged and taken down. So the way they
But if I make comments and put in I think I've just been inspired to really create those, and I think it'd be a faster way to get content. Nice.
No, it is. It is, because I think it's also a way to respond to questions in a very short way. And I know one of the future things that I'll do with my dad's stuff is not only have people send in comments, but then also like I've already got him with the green. He's bought the green screen. We're ready to go because that's another thing. Pull up a green screen behind you and then you just key yourself out. So you're just sitting on the video instead of it being like your background on the video. It's just you. Green screens now are really inexpensive. If any of you guys want to look one up, this one.
A whole wall of it.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. That works even better. But no, Elgato makes a few of these ones that just fold up and fold down. They're like really easy to use. If that's something anyone else wants to do here. But no, Rebecca, I think that's a great idea. And at the end of the day, it's all like a learning process. Like my dad would say, it's you're just practicing and figuring out what works for you and what you like and what you don't like. So I'll let him take it from there. But it's definitely something you should try.
Thank you so much. I didn't know what it was called. I was looking up split screens and I'm like, no, that's not really it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
We got another Matthew on screen.
Oh man, I don't have full screen.
That's
little
all
Matt.
from me. I appreciate you guys. Bye for now.
Rebecca, the only thing that I have to say to that is again, when people start going down whatever avenue they're going down, I
Mhm.
just ask you to really be clear about what you want
Mhm.
and what Rebecca's life looks like 3 years from now.
Yes. Yes.
Because I owe a lot of my success to my wife and Matthew. Because I already bought a course on how to make millions of dollars from YouTube and not putting your face on any of the videos. I already bought a course. And then Matt and my wife sit down with me and they go, so 3 years from now, you just want a YouTube channel that doesn't have anything, that all you're doing is just creating revenue and views and stuff from YouTube? And I'm like, no. Then why would you start it?
Right.
And
Yeah, it's
so
interesting. Yeah.
when I explain my life 3 years from now, or what I would like it to be, how much impact, not just how many people I'm helping, then all of a sudden you go, okay, so why am I trying to do one of these shortcuts again? Because are
So
any of you willing to admit that you get really, really excited about something and you see something that you believe that can, get you maybe full time, so you get, the enthusiasm and the excitement, and then you figure out what it's going to take to do it. You go into valley of
right.
despair. Does that
Right.
sound familiar, Rebecca?
Yes, of course. But
Because
let me ask you.
the very thing that's going to set Rebecca apart from everybody else is the thing that you're putting off the most.
Wait a minute. So does it sound to you like I want to do it as a way not to be seen or something? Because I thought it would be a good way for me
No,
to.
you're being seen, but are you wanting to be the person that, oh, that's the lady that just makes faces as shit is happening?
No, 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 no. But there's been some.
What do you mean? No, you just told us that that's what you're gonna do.
Some of it. So let's say I was watching a Joel Osteen sermon. Well, there's been many things, right? And there was one part I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good. And like I could take all these notes and then I could try to create a
You
video
know
and
why
say it my
it's such
own
a
word.
great idea, Rebecca, not to interrupt you? It's such a great idea. I'm telling you, I fail for it. I'm
Keep
telling you
talking
that
to
I'm
me.
going,
I'm open
eh.
to your,
Yeah.
come on,
And so
just
I went, man, I'm done with Facebook. I'm gonna focus on YouTube. And when I threw that out in the universe, that I wanted millions of subscribers and billions of views, then all of a sudden this came to me. No, it didn't. I asked for it. Hey, why don't you just show other people's videos and build their revenue? And you can just smile and point at it.
no, I'm not just gonna point, I'm gonna talk.
Well, do you understand though that if you're using other people's contents, that how many of you guys have seen people's content, and as you see it another time and it's just reversed?
I don't know
That's
what
them
you.
trying to beat the digital signature that makes it the person that created it.
So are you saying just create my own content?
Yes, jump off a building and do your own.
Lord. Okay, fine. Well, your son thought it was a really great idea.
I'll say something on it real quick, Rebecca. In theory, like it may seem like it's an easy thing to do, but in mass to do consistently, it isn't. So
Yeah.
eventually you'll hit a point where instead of taking your notes and sitting down in front of the camera and sharing your opinion and your thoughts, you'll now have to hunt down the video that you're going to do, green screen yourself onto the video, upload the video. I'm serious. All of these things
Oh,
have to
Lord.
happen now. And now you just added like 4 or 5 steps to yourself in the
Yeah.
process.
Oh,
And it doesn't mean it's not a good
Second.
idea or something you could try to do.
And that's honestly why I interviewed Coach Bob. The reason I did a podcast is because we all do this. Did you hear me say we, that's me. We all do this. We see an objective of where we want to go.
yeah.
And then what we do is we attract ways that could happen. But that is not the thing that we want to see ourselves as 3 years from now. So we're looking for a shortcut and go through another shortcut and then go through another shortcut. And then all of a sudden 3 years are gone by. And so the reason that I wanted to do that is I knew there was a bunch of people that was reaching out to Coach Bob, which, by the way, Coach Bob, congratulations on being #1 in December.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
wow, congratulations.
Bob is crushing everyone. And then I went, I'm going to do an interview with Bob. So when people reach out, well, because they all do it. We're all human beings. And people come in, I tell them, you're a brand new affiliate. Take your time, go through the back office. I want to show you how to get a check as immediate as possible. And Bob thinks that I did this video just for him. I was selfish. Because people would get in. I went on the leaderboard. What's Bob Johnson doing? I want to know what Bob Johnson's doing. I've made $60 million. Yeah, but what's Bob doing? What's Bob doing? And I'm going like, fuck, man. All right, here's what Bob's doing. And then they come back and they go, I don't know how to build websites. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. And I go, why don't you ask people to do it? And then people reach out to Coach Bob and he goes, this is a full-time job for me to be #1 on leaderboard. I don't have time to do that shit for you.
Yeah.
And people go, well, what do you mean? And it's like, listen, Bob, have you ever hit 25K yet? No. How long have you been in the company? 5 years. And he's never hit 25K. I hit 25K.
Okay.
I hit 25K in 2 weeks.
Okay, listen, I have been like a professional at finding things to sidetrack myself, and I don't want to do that. And so I really appreciate that you're saying this to me, because I could see myself taking up a whole lot of time doing what I thought was
Rebecca,
cool.
I love that you trust me.
I do.
I
It's
love
me
that you trust me. And, you know, I'm just going to always try to guide you guys in the long term. Everything for me, my mentor taught me long term. So, you know, there's people that are on here that have known me for over 5 years. Their life should be different after spending 5 years with me. And maybe it is. So my mentors did the same thing to me, just not as nice, Rebecca. You know, I would go in and talk to
if I'm in the same spot next year, I give you permission not to be as nice. I'll tell you that.
I would go to my mentor. It's like two of the other characters that I love other than Bob Johnson is Anthony and Arthur. I mean, these guys know everything. Look at Bob laughing. You know what I mean? It's just they haven't figured out how to make $80,000 a month without working.
We want it to be duplicatable, and that's what you're showing us. So,
yeah,
you know, it's exciting with some products and things like that, but I want a duplicatable system like you're doing. So why did I go off on another tangent?
That's okay. Because if you didn't tell me, then you might just follow up on it. I'll give you guys one other quick thing, Rebecca, and then I'll let you off the hook. There's a video out there right now with Eric Worre. This is frickin' funniest video. maybe 24, the year to be more, is to be really brutally transparent. So Eric Worre says, how many of you guys know who Rob Dyrdek is? You know, Fun Factory, and now he does Ridiculous and skateboarder kind of guy, you know? And he goes, here's me interviewing Rob Dyrdek, and I think it was 5 years ago. And he goes, I have a net worth of 15 million. And Rob Dyrdek had a net worth of 15 million. He goes, 5 years later, I have a net worth. No, he didn't say what his was. But he said, Rob Dyrdek's net worth is 400 million. He goes, why was I impressed with myself when I was interviewing him? Because we had the same net worth. And then I blinked my eyes, and 5 years later, he's worth 400 million, and I'm still doing the same shit. And he says, and that's Eric Worre saying this. And he goes, because Rob Dyrdek took everything that he was doing that took time, his time, and he started making it duplicatable. He started
That's the key.
He started putting systems in it. And he goes, do you guys know that he does, like, I forget, it's crazy number. He does like 90 episodes of Ridiculous a year or something. I might be way off on the number. But he strategizes his career so well that he does all the recording for all the Ridiculous episodes in 1 month.
Mm.
Can you imagine being so freaking focused, you guys? Listen closely. That you do a years of content in 1 month?
I need to get focused like that.
And we don't realize people are doing this. You guys, this is another one I'll share with you, why I'm so geeked up on this stuff. Jeopardy. So who's the guy that was the main star of Jeopardy?
Alex something.
Yeah, Alex Trebek. Thank you, Rebecca. Okay, listen to this. When he died, that's when I heard that he worked 2 days a week. Because now that he's the producer and he knows all the stuff it takes, he makes sure that everyone's there. And 2 days a week, he would do the recordings for the next 2 weeks.
Mm.
Let's get our ass in there. Let's do show after show after show after show. Yeah, and let's get this frickin' done. Because I want to spend the other 5 days a week doing what I want to frickin' do.
True.
And I'm going like, wow. He goes, yeah, you guys seen the contestants that won? Yeah. He goes, they won. They got to go to the bathroom, grab some lunch, and then their ass is back on stage. We got the other 2 people they're going against. So if you've seen a person get a run, the reason that they had runs is because when they were in the zone, Alex Trebek kept them in the zone. They just get smarter and smarter and smarter. They just did one show after another after another. And what has the world told us to do? Work 8 hours a day, get your ass up tomorrow morning, get in your damn car, drive yourself to work. While other people are going like, you know what I'm going to do this year? What? I'm just going to buy Fruit of the Loom. I'm going to cover the asses of the masses. And you guys know that story if you haven't heard it. Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway bought Fruit of the Loom. And it took 2 weeks. And the CEO, she was a female, called Warren Buffett and said, I'd like to have a meeting with him. They go, great. He gets on, he goes, how can I help you? And she goes, well, you bought our company. And Warren Buffett said, I bought the company because you're the CEO. And she was like, well, I thought you bought the company. You would want me to change things. I don't want you to change nothing.
Hmm.
I bought the company because of you, Rebecca. Let me know if you need anything.
Hmm.
What is the best thing you could say to a CEO? You did a good frickin' job. Tell me what else I can do to help you. I don't need to know anything about the elastic in the underwear.
Hmm.
So
Very
did
cool.
it help you?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you
So, yeah.
so much.
And I will give you guys one other thing that I want to mess with your head a little bit. Just a little. If you're involved in my daily choice to earn income, have you guys ever heard of this phrase, work smarter instead of harder?
Yes.
What if you just could find a way to know nothing? You didn't have to do YouTube videos. You didn't have to do Facebook videos. You didn't have to do anything but find Terry Hollis at the right time at the right place.
Very
Terry
sweet.
clicks on the link, buys product, whatever she wanted to buy, and then reaches out to Robert and Matthew, her son and her husband, and said, can you guys help me with my little business?
Yeah. Very sweet.
And you would buy one of these a month, Rebecca, and get paid 30% off Terry's residual check. If it was 50% of our income, that would be $2 million. So what's 30% of 200 million?
A lot of money.
I'm sorry, 2 million. 30% of 2 million would be 600,000. And all you did was find Terry at the right time at the right place. Now, to me, that sounds like working smarter
Right.
instead of harder.
Yeah.
So now if you were making 600,000 in the last 5 years, how would your life be different, Rebecca?
Oh, it wouldn't look like this life at all. Right.
And now what Rebecca is doing is what Rebecca wants to do. See, maybe Rebecca doesn't want to have a YouTube channel. Maybe she's doesn't ever want to get out there and be on stage. And when I got in this industry, you guys, I made 270,000 my first year. And I told everyone,
Very nice.
I'll never get on stage. I'm never going to do a testimonial. I'm just going to put more people in front of my mentor than anybody on this fucking planet. I'm going to
Why
get
do I complicate it? I know exactly
I'm gonna get excited, and then I'm gonna reach out to as many people as I can, give them a gift, and ask them to do me a huge favor. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And so, like, Arthur put in here, never say never. Then I went to a convention, and there was one person that was enrolled underneath Bill that made more than me. His name was Rich von Avensleven. I was going, Rich got a bigger check than I did for the year. And he goes, yeah. And my mentor looked at me and he said, the person with the chalk makes the cash. And I was like, what? What? And he's going, man, when you're dressed to the nines and you're personally talking to somebody with the income that you have, people respect you more. And so your business will grow. And I wanted it to grow. So at a convention, I cut my hair and shaved my face, got rid of the mullet. Boy, Terry was pissed. Holy shit. And that's when I did one of my first testimonial. The jacket and the shirt and the tie that I was wearing in my testimonial was not mine.
Mm.
Group of people went, you need to do a testimonial this weekend. I'm going like, man, it's got to be under a minute. If it's not under a minute, you're on the editing floor. Okay, I'm in the business, and then this person got in the business, my mom got in the business, and then these people got in the business, and I think you should get in the business. Hi, I'm Robert Hollis. I'm gone. Funny, huh?
I posted it in chat if anyone wants to watch it. It's 55
Oh my
seconds.
God, I'm not
Oh,
going.
You could actually
awesome.
turn this into a YouTube short. So
Oh,
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's very cool. All right, Rebecca, I
Thank
love
you.
you.
Thank you so much. Bye
You
for
bet.
now.
You bet.
thank you so much, Rebecca. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you.
Okay, Jerome's back on here. What
I
was he
see
trying
that.
to talk to us about?
I'm gonna ask him to unmute, and then we'll get to Ola, only because Jerome was already up earlier. So
Okay.
you with us, Jerome?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. I'm not gonna be long.
Shoot.
I'm getting schooled just sitting here listening to y'all. This is comedy. This is comedy. This is comedy, but I'm learning. So no, this is awesome. First of all, I have great news. We got new T-shirts that will be on the way because of I call him Professor Matthew. Professor Matthew's idea. So we're gonna be having more than 24 T-shirts. So if you want any, let me know, or if you have Malik's page, let him know, and he's ready to go. So I'm excited.
Thank you. I'll message you after this, Jerome. I know I have to get back to you, but I'll also message you after this because I could make something that would make it easier for people to find that stuff. If anyone here did want to, but I'm definitely getting one of them. So
Yeah.
if you guys have seen the more in 24 graphic and stuff, that's we're throwing that on some T-shirts thanks to Jerome. So
well, it was your idea that came up with the graphic, and don't worry about your T-shirt. I got you for your.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. So
do you have any questions, Jerome?
Yeah, I was going to ask Robert, my other dude.
No
the Grand Poopah.
Yeah, the Grand Poopah. Yeah, the GOAT. I've been talking to people, and they've been asking me about the check matching component of our plan. Can you? I've been looking for videos for if you have any videos on that.
Yeah, I send the same video on the compensation plan to everyone. I'll post it right in here. Let me see, comp. There it is.
I'll edit this video.
Okay, here you go.
Awesome. Let me go ahead and get that downloaded because there's been a few people that been asking about that. So my mindset has changed ever since I've known you. I don't know. I've only known you since the end of 22 at Orlando. That's where the first.
Right.
Yeah, James was talking about you so much. I was like, who's this Robert Hollis dude? You know, because he kept talking about him. And then we met. I'm like, okay, I get it. I got it. So
I'm okay. I made it to I sound like a good brother.
Yeah, man.
You passed the bar.
Yeah, you passed the bar. You would do good in the hood, man. You know.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'm blasting your videos every day, and so I thank you so much. And then I fell asleep last night listening to you and David, and I know a couple people that are in his company. So I shared that with them because I didn't know that you two knew each other. So that's awesome. I love the I'm like Coach Bob, you know, with the suits. You know, I love that. I love seeing the throwbacks, man. I love
Oh,
that.
it was hilarious because David asked me, well, he said, I'm jumping on a podcast with you. And he actually even told me that he was nervous. You know, he's going, I'm
Wow.
scared what you're gonna ask me and stuff. And didn't you don't you guys find it interesting that, you know, some of the people that I've mentored in the past want zero to do with social media. They don't
Wow.
want anything to do with social media.
Yeah.
And I always thought that, oh my God, if I was learning from a master in martial arts, and he came to me one day and said, you know, we're going to start doing our own kind of jujitsu.
Right.
I'd be going, game on, man.
Right. Right. Right.
So we know some of the biggest gyms in the world now are mixed martial arts. And isn't it hilarious that the boxing coach teaches boxing, the wrestling coach teaches wrestling, you know,
Right.
the jujitsu guy teaches jujitsu. Now you go into a mixed martial art gym and you can learn all of the things because it's mixed martial arts.
Right. Right.
And so David said, you know, this was before he was on the deal, and he goes, how'd you get so good at social media? And I said, my dreams of impacting millions of people never changed.
Right.
I
Yeah.
had to get my ass in a car and drive from Montana to Michigan.
Yeah. You put
That's
them out, man.
that's what you did in the late 80s.
You did though that you did in the olden days, man. That's wow.
Yeah.
Man. That's wow. That's dedication though. I respect
Right.
I respect that. So
So
nah,
when
man.
people say eyeball to eyeball, belly button to belly button, you know, that's what Dave says, you know, and I'm going
Right.
like, yeah. So that's why I brought that one thing up to him. Did you guys hear me bring it up as going like, okay, so we were running ads in the paper. You got to be a copywriter. Then
Right.
you got to put out money to put ads in the newspaper. Then
Right.
we had to put phone lines in an office.
Yo.
Are you guys hearing what does that cost? What does that cost? What does that cost? You know, you see David, you know, sign leases on 3 different offices.
Yep.
Those offices had phone lines in them. And back then, not sounding like the old person that walked up back and forth to school in snow up to my chest, but our phone bills per month were thousands of dollars.
And that was before
Thousands of dollars. You
that was,
called and the little mom bells charge you for calls within your damn state.
that was before long distance.
And so we had the cost of the office, and people split that with getting a desk. And then we had phone bills, and then we had advertising bills.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be duplicatable.
Right.
We made this duplicatable. It's like, well, if you run an ad in the paper, how many calls do you get? Oh my God, they start Sunday night because we put them in the Sunday paper. But we'd easily get 400 to 500 calls on Monday and Tuesday.
Wow.
Are you telling me I got to sit there and pick up the phone and talk to 500 people? That's
Are
exactly what I'm fricking saying.
Are you kidding?
God. What am I gonna do? It's like, yeah, hey, I'm calling about the ad in the paper. Follow the script.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm scared. You know what I mean? It was like, oh my God, I sit there and think about what we did back then to get the presentation in front of, oh yeah, it was all about numbers again.
Yeah.
How many people
Wow.
did we have at our 10:30 meetings? How many people did we have at our 2:00 meetings? How many people Tuesday and Thursday night we had at our 7:30 meetings?
Right.
Not to brag, you guys, but I had 66 offices in my downline
Wow.
with an average of 5 to 8 people in every freaking office. So what's 66 times 8? I had 528 live presentations going on a week. Take that times 10 people. I was showing the opportunity to 5,280 people a week. Is that just a little higher numbers than you guys?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Listen to this next step. When the person came to the meeting, they'd introduce, everyone would introduce, and then we would sit down and watch my mentor on a big screen TV.
Wow.
Make a break. Say, anyone want to see how we're going to get money into your pocket? You can stay. The rest of you, if you don't see a business, you could leave. No one left. And then it was Bill, my mentor, showing the plan. That's where I seen the circles. Todd
Right.
Falcone got involved in this industry because he seen me on a testimonial tape.
Oh, you did testimonial.
Oh my God. We just had the videos just running constantly, just constantly. You know, see how many people have ears to hear. The majority of the people came in, they didn't have money because they were looking for a job.
Mm.
So then when we asked them, where do you see yourself getting started? A majority of them answered like me. I don't have any money. Hey, don't worry about that right now. And we attacked their warm market. Help
Wow.
them connect their people to get them in front of the videotape. All day, every day. So how many people want to go back to old school? First thing I want you to do tomorrow is look up and see if you can find some commercial property. Because just because you lease an office doesn't mean you got an office. It's got to be repainted. It's got to be structured right. It's got to have offices, desks in it. It's got to, are you guys listening to me? And nowadays we're going like, well, I'm having a little difficulty connecting with people that can get involved in a free affiliate program to change their life. It's like, what happened? So maybe the old people maybe, you know, went through a bunch of awful things, and we look at what you guys have to do and we're going like, I got to reach out to people, connect with them, make them feel good, give them a gift, and ask them for a favor. This is all we got to do. So people
All
will
about
run through walls. People will run through walls if their reasons are big enough.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, today, people are just too comfortable. So that help you, Jerome?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate all you, and love and appreciate you. And man, we're getting it, man. We go get it.
Oh, we're definitely getting it. We're definitely getting it.
We're getting it right now, and we go keep doing it, and keep reaching more people, and you know, getting people infected with the good stuff. You know, so I'm excited, man. Let's get it.
I appreciate you, Jerome. I love you, man.
Man, I love you too. Thank you, Matthew.
Hey, we're gonna
Jerome.
finish up with Ola here. It's almost 6:30. So
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Hola!
just looking at the time. I'm like, oh, this has been a great one.
from Sweden.
Okay, Ola, I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Thank you so much again, Jerome. You with us, Ola?
Now I'm with you. Hi guys.
Hello.
How you
Do you
doing,
hear
Ola?
me?
I can hear you.
I'm doing fantastic. This was an awesome. No, wait, in a circle.
Right.
Uh, First of all, I want to say thank you to Matthew because I'm not so techy, but he explained it in a very easy to understand way. So
I'm
thank you,
trying my
Matthew.
best. Thanks, Ola.
Yeah.
And you wait,
And then
you
to
wait,
Robert,
you wait. When me and Matt built the brand, the Robert Hollis brand, Matt, everybody loved Matt because Matt was putting together these really short videos of things to do to build your brand, and people just loved them. They just wouldn't do them.
Well, it goes back to the steps that you use with the network marketing or in the past, right? It's
Yep.
like
Yeah.
if I was going to teach you how to make a funnel, you need posting, copywriting, graphics, CRM software. There's so many things that you would need to get that off the ground, right?
Yeah.
As things grow, just like it did for my dad and the opportunity that now exists for people in network marketing, it's exactly the same in some of those other avenues that I've excelled in, right? Like those videos now will be very short because I no longer have to teach you 4 programs to use. I just show you how to prompt the AI to get what you need, and that just makes it a lot easier. And most people just don't know how to do that spot yet. They don't know how to communicate with the AI yet to get what they want. So
Yeah, it will be much easier then. Yeah.
I know, I'm
That,
excited
and
about
then
it.
for Yeah, awesome. And then for Robert, I just have to say, you in the Hollis organization is so far ahead of everybody. Because I work as a salesman, my day-to-day job, and recently I went on a course with a big sales trainer here in Sweden, and it was pretty funny because it was success through networking, and what they taught me was things that I learned from you guys 3 years ago or something. I just, what the fuck? What is
That's
this?
funny.
Ola, it is funny. I don't want to make fun of people, but Matt and I have always been on the cutting edge because we always like push each other, and we're
Yeah.
big dreamers, and we're okay with failing our way to success. It's the amount of things that we do on a monthly basis that don't work as funny, you know? And so there's a lot of people out there that, like Rebecca and people that bring up things, and it's like, yeah, did it, got the t-shirt from Jerome, we're moved on, you know?
Yeah, because I'm not
It's
gonna
like,
learn from anyone else. That was,
yeah.
and yeah, dropped what I was about to say. But yeah,
I
and
want,
one more thing,
go ahead.
just the last one. And sometimes what I do on a day-to-day basis is like I fill a car, I go out and knock on people's doors, and then I think, what is Robert doing? Yeah, he's having a coffee and talking online. I'm fucking, that's old school what I do. I knock on people, it's insane. And
Yeah.
I need to do my daily choice. I need to do it. I can't even to myself. How do you say it in English? How the fuck can I do that? To be honest, how can I? How can I fill a car?
That's
like,
funny, Ola. I remember when we put together videos, I put together videos, and not bragging you guys, but I put videos together to help people be successful in this before YouTube. And it would take
Yeah.
me days to get them online, through like fax lines, that was the only thing we had back then. And when YouTube came out, I put together videos to help people do this business. And that's where Point Guide and Direct came from. So get this. I was bringing in 15,000 paid people a day in network marketing in 2010, 2011. And if you guys want to know why I did that then and I haven't done it in MDC, it's just everyone in the world's just so damn distracted. Back then, there was one person teaching people to Point, Guide, and Direct. Everyone knew in the company that no one even got close to earning what I got to earn. And so people were all following the same shit. No one could even keep up with me. So then Eric Worre asked me to speak at a GoPro event. And at the GoPro event, I get this guy and Eric goes, wow, when you guys hear this, you guys are going to be blown away. This guy's building such a fast group and he's in Sweden. Yeah, it was someplace in Europe. And they were going, he's going to tell you how fast he built his business. And he stood up there and he says, how many people have a phone? And everybody held it up and he says, watch this. I reach out to Ola and I go, hi, Ola, we haven't talked in a while. When can we meet for a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in the meeting going, they're fucking excited about texting people. I'm like, what the hell? I thought I was in an Alfred Hitchcock movie because everyone's teaching people how to text people and set up one-on-one or two-on-one meetings at the local Starbucks. And this is the newest idea. And I'm going like, wow. You know, it was so hard for me and still is. I'm getting way better. In the last year, I've just gotten to the point where I know I'm going to find my coachable people to help me go to master, while everybody else makes up excuses to do the million things that are not working. If you guys know my background, man, there is no excuse that I could come up with for a driver like Rick Mears or Danny Sullivan or Emerson Fittipaldi to get in a race car and start driving it around the track, and they come on the radio and it's not fun. I just got beat up, I think, more than you guys. And here's what you hear on the car. Goes around, does one corner, comes on the radio. Who the fuck set up this car?
Oh.
Everybody's looking at the engineers. This drives like shit. That's me. Here's the hardest part. When the driver wouldn't give you any feedback. Okay, you say it drives like shit. You can't step on the gas. You're scared of the car. Tell us what to fix. So the good ones like Rick Mears and Danny Sullivan are going like, you know, I can't get the front underneath it. Okay. You know, that's why we're measuring tire temperatures. But the pressure cooker that I was under in the corporate world of being a performer, man, it's like there is no damn way that we showed up and rolled the car off the trailer and just said, listen, I didn't feel like fucking working today. The car's not here. We didn't finish the car. That was the first time that I got introduced to some pretty incredible drugs. Because you weren't going to sleep until the car was fixed. We worked all night, you know, so we're practicing on Friday, qualifying on Saturday, racing on Sunday. So until the flag went on warm up on Sunday, we were wide open working on something. And, you know, me and Matt are talked about this. You know, I think Matt asks me all the time, where the hell does this work ethic come from? And it's just me wanting to, whatever you guys dream about, I just would like to have it today. I'm not interested in having it at 25. What the hell? So I'm always trying to figure out, how can I get people to pique interest with people faster? Right? So
Yes.
I want to build a group of people that want to make 6 figures plus a year. I'm 100% okay with people selling a couple of these a month. God bless you. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Can you please introduce me to people that want to make 6 figures a year?
Yeah. How do I do that in the best way?
And the best
I know
way,
some people.
introduce them to me on chat.
Yeah, I would love to.
So you guys know my pitch, don't you, Ola?
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I walked up to somebody and said, hi. Some people didn't say hi back to me. I was, listen, could you do me a huge personal favor? What? We're expanding company. I'm learning from a guy that makes 62 grand a month. He's looking for people that want to make 6 figures a year with this proven training and system. Do you know anyone that wants to make that kind of money? What is this? Why are you interested? Well, I don't know what it is. Well, let me get your phone number. I'll call you back when you get home from work, and we'll set a time. I'll come over and show you my mentor's video. I think you're an idiot. This is too good to be true. This is a scam, and I'm in a better business than you. Hey, I wish you luck and much success. Gotta go. Spend no time with uninterested people. I believe in this day and age, people are trying to be more than what they really are. They're trying to be product experts. They're trying to be network marketing experts. They're trying to be social media experts. They're trying to be closers. They're trying to be trainers. They're trying to be life coaches. They're trying to be fucking everything.
Fan, eller fan. I know I can. Vi pratar, now I start talking svenska. I swear in Swedish, but I just want to say I can do that. I do the same if someone's not interested in my day-to-day sales work. Not interested. Okay, have a nice day. Bye-bye. That's all I do.
Yeah. And when I knew that I was in a system that produced results, do you guys understand that I'm the boring, mundane guy? I'm the boring, mundane guy. The reason that 1%ers are 1%ers is I can say, Ola, what are you doing today? I tried to reach out and contact you. Well, I shut my phone off because I'm practicing throwing darts. What are you talking about? Yeah. Hey, I went to this event. There was like 40,000 people in this Coliseum, and this dude won $2 million from throwing darts. So I found some videos on YouTube. He showed me how to throw the darts, and now I'm going to practice. I'm sorry I'm not around, but I'm going to practice throwing darts. The mundane people that just try to master the mundane, boring stuff that no one wants to do. Those are 1%ers. Yeah. Everybody else, like, Bob said, everyone else is saying, well, listen, you got to have multiple streams. You got to have multiple things. Everything in my mind said, I do not want to be employed by another human being. I have the ability to work as hard as I do for some other person. I have the ability to work that hard for me. I'm going to get my ass up. I'm going to shower just like I would for a job. And then I'm going to connect with as many people as I can today. And I'm going to master this frickin' thing. Yeah. And I got good. I got good where I could go out two times a week to a food court, talk from 11 to 1, couple hours at a food mart when everyone's taking lunch, and get 70 names in one day. I got so good that I would look for people that were in groups, and I would see who the dominating person was. And I'd walk up to them and ask them to do me a huge favor. They would give me their number, and then everybody in the group would give me their number. And I'm going,
Yeah.
if Bill said that I need to get 2,000 people to watch this fucking video, that's what I'm going to do. My ranks went up, my checks went up. The people that listen to me, like Dave Rutz, Mike and Tony Koopas, that own ACN, yeah, these people listen to me. The rest of the people don't. And I'm okay with that now. I only need like, one Michael Jordan or one Kobe or one Tom Brady. I need to find people that are sick and tired of being employed. For real.
Yes.
They don't say it. Yeah, they do it. Because when you find people that learn to replace their income and now they have freedom, then I just needed to say, golly, I know what I could do. I can find other people to do this simple system, to do the mundane stuff. I'll find them.
Yeah.
I'll find them. And I always do.
And then yeah. but I have known you for like 5 years now or something. Yeah, my life has changed totally.
Yeah.
Not the free from work, but when I met you, I stood at the slaughterhouse and I hated that job. And
I'm proud of you.
Then I met you, and then I did half an hour coaching, and then I tripled my income and became a sales manager. So yeah, you did something. But can I say to people, be so honest to say, I haven't been so serious with the network marketing business. Can I say that out loud and then start now? Like,
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I'm telling you, like I told you guys, I learned to say as little as possible to as many people as I could. And so as soon as someone said anything, it'd be like if you guys were like stand-up comedians and you constantly had hackers, right? These are people that are in the deal and they're hecklers. You guys seen that? Yeah. Okay. If someone kept doing that, wouldn't you figure out a way to embarrass them so it would stop happening? And there's some comedians out there where they apparently didn't see any videos or get the memo on what happens when you heckle someone. Holy crap. Because the good ones, in a matter of seconds, turns the whole audience against you. The whole audience wants you to get the F out of here. Yeah. You feel like they just turned the whole crowd on you. And so I learned that people kept saying, a couple of times, well, how long you've been working with this guy? How much money are you making? And I went, I need to handle that up front. So, hi. Hey, listen, could you do me a huge personal favor? I'd really appreciate it. What is this? Why, are you interested? Yeah. Listen, I'm just a ex-auto mechanic on workman's comp. And I met this guy. He's the one that makes 62 grand a month. And don't you find it refreshing that you get to work directly with him and learn from him instead of me? Oh, no shit. Yeah. There. Figured out how to get past that objection. Hey, is this a scam? Is this a pyramid? No. What would make you think that I would come out in the street and talk to you face to face about a scam? Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. People just ask questions that frickin' ask questions. Is this a pyramid? Well, aren't those illegal? Yeah. Well, here's my phone. Why don't you call the police?
Good one.
And they're like, well, I go, listen, you do know they also put people in jail for false police reports, don't you? So if you're going to call this a scam, you better be sure. Now, it's a 9-year-old company that's debt-free, that's done over $500 million in volume and has had over 1 million customers. 1 million customers can't be wrong, can they? Well, I just thought maybe it sounded like one of those things. That's okay. So anyway, I asked you if you knew anyone that would like to make 6 figures a year. Right back. Because I think you should introduce me to someone, because I can tell you're not serious. You're looking for reasons not to do this instead of the reason why you should. Do you guys really want to learn all these skills before you make money?
Fantastic. Thank you. You're so good with words. You're so good.
All right, Ola, we're going to let you go.
Thank you so
thanks
much,
a lot.
Ola. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being on with us. Appreciate you.
Okay, Matt,
So with
close
that,
us out, man.
yeah, I was going to say, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and close us out for the day, guys. Thank you guys so much for being on here. I feel like this was such a amazing inner circle. And I know that not a bad start to a new year of inner circles. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to next week and the new stuff that we got coming out and everything. And I appreciate all you guys. Dad, thank you so much. Our schedule is as normal. We are doing a AMA this Saturday at noon Pacific time. My dad does daily lives every day at noon, other than on that Saturday. And then we'll see all you guys back here on Thursday, and we do the podcast on Wednesdays at 3. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate.
I am muted you all. You can unmute and say goodbye. Bye, Bob.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Bill. Bye, Kevin. Bye, Shauna. Hola, John. Can you guys unmute, or did I mess up? Allow participants to unmute.
Yeah.
There we go. Now I got it.
Hey.
All right, there we go.
Thank you.
Greg,
Thank you, Matthew.
Arthur.
I was gonna say, if
Hey,
he's
Robert,
watching
you
this,
guys.
he knows. Craig, we need you. Craig, come back to
Oh,
us.
yeah,
Thank
Peter
you.
Stewart.
Thank you, guys.
Great.
Bye, Matthew. Little Matthew.
See you, Matthew.
Bye,
guys.
Bye, guys.
Beautiful.
Thanks,
All
George.
right,
See you,
guys.
Jerome.